dolls, welcome home. It's time to play because today I'm going to be teaching you how to make your own custom outfits in Vroid Studio stable version. But before we get into that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video if you find it useful. Welcome to all of our new subscribers. So today, yes, I'm going to be taking you through basically the tools of Vroid Studio when you're making outfits, your own custom outfits, and then my process of doing it. So let's get right into the tutorial now. Oh dang, there's like a few times of recording it. So today I am going to be recording the tutorial externally because my computer has been having issues with recording it internally on OBS. So hopefully everything that I'm doing is clear. And so let's find out. I'm going to Vroid Studio now. I don't know why I didn't have it open already. Still currently using Vroid Studio version 2.1.2, and yeah, I think that's basically the latest version, basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the model for today, and let me check to make sure that this video is actually recording loud. Okay, so today I'm going to be using this model of Hatsune Miku that I am making for someone in our dollhouse server. So the general outfit design and everything was chosen by them. Her name is Artorias. Excuse me if I'm not saying that right. And I'm going to be using this model to in this tutorial today. So first things first. When you're ready to make your outfit, you're going to be in the outfit tab, and as you see to the left here, then Vroid has all these presets already ready for you. What I generally do to begin is I get my outfit reference, and what I'm going to do is try to pick things that look already close to what I'm trying to make, and that means in the shape. I'll show you in just a minute. Waiting for this to open. Open. Oh, dang. So basically a flight attendant outfit, and what you're gonna do when you're making an outfit is have your outfit in mind. This is what I do. I go select things that look similar to what I'm already trying to make. As you see, they have all the different categories: tops, bottoms, dresses, neck accessories, arm accessories, inner top, bottom top, socks, and shoes. So this is just generally what I would do. I look through it to find something similar, so I probably would go with one of these here, but let me look. See how it looks? Oh, Lord, it's loading. Okay. That's how that looks. I think it's pretty good. And then I'm going to go to bottoms. Remember, you're going to be doing it for your Vroid and whatever outfit you have in mind. So I'm looking for a skirt base that may already match this. It's kind of, which is going to be a problem later. I'll tell you that already. So I guess this is the part where I can just go ahead and explain. If you don't want to use these presets already, and you want a blank, different shape template, you can click where it says custom here, and then you're going to click create new, which is this big old plus that says create new. And then you'll look through the templates that they have here, They're going to start you on whatever category you are selected. So I'm already in the bottoms, but as you see to the left, you can pick from different templates here. And start from there. So I probably will pick this one because I think it looks closest. Although I am worried about it that when she moves, her legs are going to clip badly through it, but I'm going to see. And then, kind of looks funny on her. Okay, I'm just going to quickly pick out some stockings. So the next part would be, now that you have the basis of this, you could actually do this as you pick each part. So if you do the top, you can edit the parameters. So that's what I'm about to talk about. To the right, you'll see parameters under edit texture, and this is where you can change the shape of your outfit with these toggles. And so I'll just show you. They all do something different. And keep in mind, if you see that gray coming through, I believe that's because these are multiple layered templates. So if that's so, when you scroll down to the right here, they should label each layered template so that you don't get confused, but they just bunch them in like this. So you see volume started over because they used the same template but did different parameters on it. Which one is this? Oh yeah, so you see how it's affecting the collar and it's coming out? That's because they did this. I don't know if you could see it or not very well. But let me see if there's something else I could. So I guess this is only affecting the collar, but let me zoom up. I don't have my mouse right now because I don't have enough USB ports, but let's see. So if you pay attention to the color, if you can see it, it's only changing the color, and that's because they did this in layered templates. I will show you how to do that in just a moment, or show you how they have it set up at least. So keep that in mind. If you're pulling on a toggle and it's not affecting a part of the outfit you want it to, then consider that it might be a layered template, and you will need to search through all of this mess just to find what part of the outfit. So let me see. So this is what I'm thinking. It's the white shirt underneath. I'm trying to find, see how long this list is. So I'm trying to find this coat here. Just find the typical, the main part of the coat. I'm thinking it should be up here. Yeah. So this is the one. So see how it clips. So you need to, if one part of the template clips into the other, you're gonna have to adjust all the parameters until it fit right, or erase the one underneath so that it will not clip. So what I want to do with this is actually make it like fit on her to where it curves in a bit more, and it looks just a little more feminine. And let's see, waist width. So I'm gonna decrease that, and yes, it's clipping, but I'll fix that in a moment. Because wait, let me see, corseted. So all of these are doing something different, but that shirt is getting in my way, so I'm gonna go ahead and change that right now. Come on. Shirt. Change the waist width down. See how it just stopped clipping or going through. I think that's actually the skirt clipping. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that as well. So yeah, just know that when you're messing with the parameters, it can clip, basically melt into the other clothing or into the character's body. Let's see. Okay. want to show a bit more of that shirt underneath. I don't know, I think that might be too much, but yeah, it's a little bit more. And we finish adjusting. Every outfit has its own parameters, so I would just explain what each one is doing, but I would just say instead just pull on the toggles and see exactly what they're doing. So this, it says hem tighter. As you see, it's making this tighter or less tighter depending on which way you pull it. And see, it has took away some of the clipping here as well. And as always, know that you can boost up the parameters higher if need be. So yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Let me see, hem tighter. You can also put a negative and change it that way. So this is actually helping get rid of some of the clipping of her skirt. So maybe I won't have to adjust the parameters too much on the skirt. And I just click that all the way up after all that. Okay, 90. There we go. And so it just fixed the clipping to that, but also it makes her outfit look more curved, like I want it. And let's see, I can. So I think this is pretty good. Sleeves though look pretty bulky to me. No. This is sleeve crease. Probably leave a little of that. Sleeve thickness. So I'm just gonna do that. Maybe I could lower the sleeve thickness of the shirt. And yes, it is just trial and error. You gotta be willing to put in the work to just adjust it the way you want it to be. Vroid really isn't a lazy thing. Okay. Let me see. Volume of this shirt. I'm gonna pull it down. Sleeve crease. Sleeve longer. Sleeve thickness. Let's see. If I turn this to like a -40. And then it becomes pretty tight. It's clipping. How about 20? 20. There we go. So now I'm going to take down the thickness of the coat again. Oh. Where is the sleeves to the coat? I actually suggest to Vroid Studio to make this part labeled for all of this madness. There you go. I think I'm pretty satisfied with the coat, or maybe I'm tired of the coat. Not sure which one it is at this point. Really? Just boost it up just to irritate me. 30. Alright, there we go. The heck was that? The shoulder padding. I wonder, it just looks so bulky. It probably was made for a masculine model. And that's why it's not fitting so well on her. Yes, the outfits do fit differently on each model that you make it on. And you just gotta adjust it till it sits right on your model. So that's looking much better to me. And we're gonna, let me look at the skirt, see if there's anything I want to do with that. I really don't think so, because I'm scared to even make it any more tighter because of clipping issues. Let me go to my custom. Oh well, I don't see any parameters for this one. So I'll just leave it like that because I don't have a choice. And her shoes, I'm thinking I want the heels to just adjust the heels just a little. They look like they're a little too big for her too. Like if she try to run really fast and they just gonna slip off. Like I don't know. Not that she should run in heels, but people do it. Okay, overall volume. Gonna want to probably put this down just a notch here. I don't really like them to be very big. So let me try 09. 9. Okay. Still clipping her foot. I'm gonna do a 5. It's clipping ever so slightly. And I don't like it. So I hope that this is picking my voice up good enough. Let's see, heel curve. I think it'll be a little heel curve. This is going to change the thickness. Okay, so once you have everything, your outfit set up outside of the texture editor, then you're going to want to go ahead and go into edit texture. And I pray that your computer is faster than mine. Make sure that there's a good shot of this. Get the whole screen. Okay, so once you're inside of the texture editor, you're going to see you have your textures and everything. But before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I meant about layering templates with the outfit. And I'm going to show you with this top since it's layered in so many pieces. Not responding. Okay, so as you can see right here, everything that's included in the outfit, all the templates is going to appear right here. I'm scrolling. Yes. And this is how you could layer an outfit. Basically, if you wanted like a layered shirt or something to be in one item, one Vroid item, then you will put it all in as templates within the same editor. This, as you can see, is for the tie. I don't want it, so I'm going to click these 3 dots here and I'm going to press delete. This is the other part of the tie and I'm going to do the same, or maybe those are 2 different versions of the tie, and I'm going to delete it. Now usually with these templates you can't delete whatever the very first one is, because I guess it's like the foundation of it. Yeah, so you can't delete it, so keep that in mind. If you want to add a new template into here, then you're simply gonna press add template, and you can literally add any template into any of these. Whether it's the top, you can add a bottom, it doesn't matter. You can just load it right in and it will become a part of the top item. And this is how you can, it's up to your creativity of what you can make, because you can use all these templates to make a shirt, to make a certain type of pants or anything like that. And you could just mix together like all of these, like crafting together an outfit, arts and crafts, or collaging. Just look at it that way. And I'm just gonna delete that template I just added because I don't need it. And I'm gonna go back up to the top. So that's good to keep in mind when you're making unique custom outfits. You can also edit the parameters in here, so you don't have to exit the texture editor to edit some parameters. Just click this icon next to the 3 dots that's almost invisible because the neck is, the name of the high neck here is so long, but there is the 3 dots here where you can rename, duplicate, and delete. But as you see, this is the first one, so you can't delete it. You'll just click these toggles, and to the right of your screen you have your parameters. That way you don't have to keep exiting and entering. And this is so you can adjust, do the same thing that we just did, getting the outfit prepared, like the shapes, blocking out the shapes for your outfit. With the templates, you could do the same thing within the texture editor, which is very useful. Because too, if you want to, let's say none of the shapes are working, but you want to use this template and draw in something and then reshape it, you can. Just go into the layers, click this plus button, and it will bring up your layer, a new layer for you. From here, then you can just draw in something. Just draw a line across like that. Let's say, I don't know, you wanted to do some little waist scarf there, then yeah, you can. And then you could change the parameters like so. Yeah, and basically make a whole different item out of, as you see, this is a long coat, just like they made this blazer from this high neck coat. So just giving you an example, let your creativity run wild. And let me undo all that mess that I just did. I'm gonna just be using this since it is already made. And yes, make use of the presets. Make use of your already made items. You don't have to keep remaking a ton of new items just because. Oh look, this one is shorter already. Okay, let me see. And it has the collar attached, so I might not need all those different thingies. Perhaps. Or is that the case? Or maybe, no. It just has a different version. I'm gonna delete this here. So to delete your layer, you're gonna right click and then press delete. So you got all these options of what to do. I'm not explaining that right now. Watch the texture edit video if you want to know all of that. Delete. And this is gonna be, yeah, that color matches, and then delete this. There's no shame in using presets to pave your way to where you want to go. So, the heck is this? I guess this is the, oh, see how this one looks? Hey. Okay, that's the one showing. So what's the one that's not? What is the difference? Someone tell me. Cause I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna delete one of these because I don't know the difference. This wants to keep opening export or something when I'm trying to delete. Like, what's up with that? Okay. Now that I explained that, what you're gonna want to know now is I usually uncheck the shader colors, especially if you have, it's a tab where it says look, and you have, if you have your shading set a certain way and stuff, that can really get in the way of the look of your outfit, because it's going to use that to create some sort of shading. Now I see I have clipping here too, so I'm going to go ahead and change the hem on this, the hem. Okay, hem flare, I'm gonna turn the flare up a little, like so. No, that didn't work. Let me turn it like that. Okay, baby, this might just ain't doing nothing. What the? What? Maybe I need to do negative 150. There we go. No clipping. I don't want it to clip. Turn around. Turn around. Okay. So far this is looking pretty good to me. Basically, from here, you're gonna start editing your outfit. So you know, if you know about texture editing, you don't have to stay within Vroid Studio, because they don't have certain things like certain effects, stabilizers, brushes. So you can right click your texture layer and you can press export. And once you export it, save it to your preferred folder, Blazor, and save. You can also export your guide to stay within the guidelines. Blazor guide. It's just what I normally name it, is whatever the item is, and then I underscore guide. There we go. And save. And then you can import it into your drawing program. But if you want to stay within Vroid Studio, stay within Vroid Studio. What I usually would do to stay within Vroid Studio is lock the layer so that I don't go without the pixels. If I want to keep this exact shape, I'll pick a color, use a brush, and color over it. You can also try to use the bucket fill that they now have in this version. And also you can use the mirror tool, so you only have to do one side and it colors it. So yeah. Also too, if you have a reference and you want to stay within Vroid Studio, click this import image, and then you can actually import your reference into here. It's gonna look funny once it gets in here. Okay, there we go. And as you see, it became this really big, crazy looking coat. No matter, no worries. We're gonna select our eyedropper tool here. Select my eyedropper tool. Don't make me tell you again to select my eyedropper tool. You want to play with me today? You know why? It's tutorial time. Tutorial time can never go right. Come on. Do you not know? So this normally doesn't happen. There we go. Eyedropper, because I knew I was about to get in trouble. Eyedropper, and then just eyedrop, and then make this layer invisible. Make sure you re-click this layer. Now you have your precise color. Let's color right in, and let me turn on the mirror tool so I can stop doing double the work. Do half the work seamlessly, darling. There we go. And let's see what else here. I'm gonna re-put in those buttons and everything, as well as the rest of that. Let me go change the color of the color while I have this color. But also you can press this plus button to save to your color palette. So that's always an option, so you don't lose your color. Okay. Let's lock this layer and do the same. Make sure I get all of the pixels. Now one thing that I notice when in Vroid Studio and I use the lock, this is just something that gets on my nerves. It might not matter to anyone else, but it matters to me. Then even though I lock the layer pixels and then I do color it, then the edges of things has this visible white pixel outline, and I do not like that. To me, it messes up the quality of the outfit. And did I miss something there? Yeah, I missed coloring that in. Any small little pixel in Vroid Studio can make a difference. I mean, in 3D in general. But anywho, usually what I do to get rid of this is I always export the texture, and then I put it into an art program, because usually once you do that, you can use the alpha lock inside of that program. Color. Yeah, color. That works. You can use the so like I was saying, you can use the alpha lock inside of your art program, and it won't leave this pixely, gritty, slimy and gritty white freaking pixels around it that messes up the quality of the outfit. So I'm gonna use Clip Studio Paint. but use whatever you like to rock with, okay? Alright, now that we got this open, I'm going to go ahead and lock. Wait, I didn't export the new texture, so I'm just gonna go ahead and open again my reference. Pull it to the side. I love the way you could organize in Vroid Studio. And select my color. This is locked. I'm just gonna get a big old square and then go over it. Voila. And once I do this, it's not gonna have those nasty little stanky little white pixels that mess up your texture. I'm gonna name this Blazer Blue, just in case I for some odd reason need the other one, which I doubt. But yeah, just in case. Measures. Let me open the color, and I'm gonna alpha lock and just do the same. Bloop. File, save, and then we're gonna put it back into. Just make sure you can see everything's in there. Put it back into Vroid Studio. I'm gonna hide this layer so that once I put it in, sometimes it's hard to find the eye. They have these long names and it covers up the icons. But yeah, let me import the collar, and then you'll see all the little creepy pixels will be gone. Okay, here we are. Why does the Blazer color look different color? Oh, it's weird. I guess I adjust the color just a little. But as you see, the pixels, they're gone. So let me import this so it could be the same color. I didn't realize that the color shifted just a little. It's not as deep blue, it's a little desaturated or something. I guess it's desaturated. Okay, where did my color go? Is it still there and I just can't see it? I think it's still there, but I can't see it because they're blended. And this is where, maybe I should leave that probably a darker color and that lighter. But this is where you can put some outlining and colors and stuff like that to it. I tend to do a lot of my editing inside of Clip Studio Paint, but yeah. You can do it in Vroid Studio with the tools over here. I'm gonna be seeing what is on here. So it has this crease, it has this part where it buttons, and the buttons, the color has this little pin. I'm gonna make it look just a little different. And I'm thinking, I think my eyes, since I can't see and I wear glasses, are making that look like something else to me. Yeah, I don't even know what that is, but since I seen it initially, I was pretty sure it wasn't, but as I seen it as a bunny, I think that would be cute for Miku. And I'm gonna do that. You see it has a little pocket. So I'm gonna add the pocket and do all this with texture editing. If you want to do it in Vroid Studio, do it in Vroid Studio. It's probably best. But if you're going to do it outside of Vroid Studio, a good thing to do is what I'm about to show you. You're going to want to, you can do it on another layer, on the layer, yeah. You're going to want to mark everything in a different color, possibly in red. Because when you're, keep in mind, when you're editing these templates, in the art program, you can draw something ever so small. Right? And you'll think, oh, that's pretty small. It's gonna fit right. Which on here you just automatically see it. So, but anyways, when you do an art program, you might think that it's fitting pretty cool, right? But then when you get in here, it's gonna be a gigantic image because it's not as small as you think it is. So it's good to red line or mark out where you want things to be, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, I'm going to take a break. Okay, so I'm gonna redline out the pocket, the buttons, these seams, and then on the collar layer I'm gonna go ahead and do the clip for the collar. I'm just gonna do that on a separate layer and then layer it on top of the base color layer inside of Clip Studio Paint. So let me just go ahead and do that. Okay. If you want to scroll and move your template just like I just did, you're just going to use your scroll on the mouse and you press your keyboard and drag. It'll be useful for editing, especially within Vroid Studio. Okay. Okay, once you're inside of your art program, then you're gonna go ahead and open your color texture, and then you want to import your redlining layer right over the texture. And then I'm gonna go ahead and create a new layer and clip it to this bottom layer. Before I start editing, one thing that I like to do to keep the design looking nice and even on all sides, I like to add a symmetrical ruler. See here, in Clip Studio Paint, they have a linear ruler and symmetrical rulers, and I think it's symmetrical ruler that I have to use here. And to keep it nice and straight, you just hold the shift button and drag down. And now it might not be completely evenly within your in the middle of your canvas. So what you're gonna want to do is to the left where you see this cube with this mouse icon here where it says operation, you're gonna click that, and then go over to the right where your layers are and you see your ruler. Then you'll click that, and then you'll change the center X, which is basically going to be half of your width, which would be 24,024 on this. And it just scoots it over, and now once I edit, then I'll be editing symmetrically, just like a mirror tool. So I like to add a gradient usually to most of my artworks in general, because it just makes it look better to me. And it's good to have symmetry, because if it doesn't look good all the way around, especially on these parts, because these parts here, if you see, these are actually where the back of the coat meet, and if it doesn't look the same colored all the way around, you're going to visibly be able to see that in Vroid Studio. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and lower the opacity of this. I'm actually going to just make a layer on top of this and grab a normal, probably G pin. I don't know, let me think. Because I also like to use this Kuro sketch pen as well for my artworks. Let me see, not that one. Get this right in here. I have a lot of things downloaded in here. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just delicately outline this. And make sure I have a new layer and the color I want selected. Smaller. And even smaller. And even smaller. Okay. I typically probably will want it to have a sort of anime look. And no, my ruler is not on right now because I don't need it, because there's not a pocket on each side. I'm just trying to get a straight stroke, but I'm just going to go ahead and do shift. It's that perfectionist mindset that makes you keep doing those strokes 1,000 times. And this is actually going to be much thinner than I have it red lined, but I think it'll work. See if there's any details or anything I can add to it. Looks pretty good like that. See one little line here. It's not really necessary. Just a little piece, something like that. And then I'm gonna make another layer underneath that and get a G pen now and just color it in white. It's probably be easier if I use some of the new tools. Let's see. Okay, now I can go ahead and go to G. Okay. Really? Okay. I guess I enter and then go to G. Deselect. Alright, now let me take a good look of how that looks, especially without the red. Okay, not too bad. And let me go ahead and I want to create those buttons. They're goldish. But first I'm going to go ahead and do these seams. And I want to try something new, so I'm going to see how this layer looks. Let me just duplicate it just in case I mess up. But I'm going to try this outline thing, and then color pick. I'm going to color pick, I don't know why they made that go like that. Somewhere around there. Bring it down. Okay. Just to give everything an outline. I think somehow that might actually work good in the end. I've never done it before, but I'm just going to test it out this time and see what effect that does. And maybe it will help for that anime look. I don't know, but I'm going to try it. And let's try that. And then over this layer, I'm going to add a new one and do a multiply layer. Drag my ruler up here. And then I'm going to do some shading. Also, I'm going to go ahead and remove this reference and drag these onto this. Clip it to my original layer. Alright, now on this multiply layer, I'm going to retrace those seams just to make them look a little better. Now, when it comes to the crinkles and wrinkles inside of the clothes, I'm not even good at that in my real art. So, which this shouldn't have too many. Yeah, it's kind of just, shouldn't have too many. I think, yeah, it shouldn't have too many. I probably should leave it how it is. But even in my real art, I'm not pro at that. I struggle just to get like some good creases and clothes. So I don't call it crinkles and wrinkles. What is that? Let me add like a little. So let's go ahead and save this file and then import it back into Vroid Studio to see what it looks like. Now keep in mind, you may have to do this process multiple times. Like I can already see I have to redo it now because I forgot the buttons. But let's see how this looks so far. So here it is, and you can see how what I meant about that seam thing. Like if you don't make it like here, the gradient is good and it's even, so you don't see the seam. But somewhere along the line, the colors didn't match up, but I think for this outfit it's okay, maybe because of the type of coat it is. For it to look, the seams to look so defined, I think that's okay. But this color area here is like really overlapping and it doesn't look good. So this will help you make decisions of what to edit. Once you put it back into Vroid Studio, you see how it looks. You may need to make some edits, which is one of the downsides of doing it in another art program versus doing it inside of Vroid Studio. Because in Vroid Studio, you can see it update in lifetime, real time. So I need to edit the parts that I need to edit. And now, I'm not going to redraw that, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to drag it right down onto this button. Hello, visitor. I'm going to duplicate it again. No. And put it onto that button, and I'm going to merge all of those layers. I think that that is just adorable. Are you trying to get in?
It is adorable.
Thank you, Sugar Shoe. Okay, now, I'm gonna go ahead and add glue here. Just a second. Okay, I'm back, and let's try this new coat. Did I save it? Okay, so I didn't save it. So let me turn on all of these layers again, and so let me go ahead and save this over. I don't know, let me take another look. Does that look weird? Should I change it? I think that shading a little bit looks weird there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna take that shading away. Where is it? What are you, huh? What are you? There you are, you something. Let me erase it. And now let's save the whole thing over again. Yes. No, when you're creating clothes, especially outside of Vroid Studio, you're gonna have to do trial, error. You might build up 1,000 layers, but just delete them afterwards. It's just how it goes. It's a lot of work. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I hope it looks good. Let me delete all these layers underneath. Clean up my workspace a little. There we go. So, probably gonna leave it at this. Now, the next step is gonna be that color, which the only thing I'm gonna do is add an outlining to it. Yeah, I'm gonna add an outlining to it and then do that bunny. I'm not even probably gonna add, I don't know, maybe I might add a what is that called? A gradient. Let's open it. Let's import the pin that I redlined right on top. And do the same thing. Now time to work on the bunny pin. I'm gonna make it one of these layers, the border layers. I'm gonna pick a nice dark color. And I'm gonna go to this layer and go to the bunny buttons and select the same color. Now I'm just gonna save actually both of these as different files. So let me save duplicate PNG. I'm gonna go ahead and do color pin. Save over that. I'm gonna leave this on its own. And now file save this on top of the color. Now remember, if you want to come back and edit some of your textures, then save it as either a Photoshop document, a CSP, or if it's a MediaBang file, or if it's Paint, whichever one you can keep the layers intact so you can come back and edit if you have to do it on a later date. Let me import this color and see how it looks. Okay, looks alright to me. I think it's a little off in color in comparison, but maybe it makes the color actually stick out. And now what I'm gonna do is add a template. This is something you can do to add interesting layering to your outfits. So this is a long coat high neck. I'm gonna click that same thing. You can use this technique if you want to add depth to your outfits. And now I'm gonna actually load the pin separately into this. And so right now you can't see it, but that's when we're gonna pull up our parameters. Here, remember it says toggle. And I'm gonna increase the volume, and there it is. Oh, that sounded so corny. But as you see, it looks a little more layered because it's actually floating above, and it just kind of adds more depth to your outfit rather than if it were just flat onto the outfit. And I feel like I could have moved this ear to have it more tilted because it probably would look better. But for now, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to also adjust this color. Take down the volume a little. Maybe the shoulder slope is what I'm looking for. Yeah, to tighten the color back there. Make it look better and fit on her just right. And now from here, I'm going to go ahead and put this in a time lapse because this Okay, and now I'm done with editing the outfit. It was such a simple outfit and it didn't take me that long to actually make, but I am happy with the outcome of it. But one thing I did forget to explain about custom outfits in Vroid Studio is the skin mask. And what the skin mask is basically, I can show it with her stockings because I do know when I took off her shoes I saw it. Just a moment. Okay. Is that caused by this? Let me see. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay, so the shoes here, as you see when they're invisible, and you can see the masking. And it almost looks like a part of her feet are chopped off. And this is what masking is. So if ever you have an outfit to where the skin, let's say the leg is coming through the skirt or anything like that, or any part of the body is coming through the clothes, then you want to do a skin mask. And the way you can do that is clicking over the skin mask on this layer here. It may already be white, all white, or it may have some black blotches on it. When it's colored in all white, it removes the skin mask. Now if you want to add a skin mask, you're going to want to color it with black, and as you see, every part that you colored black, it disappeared. And this is a skin mask, and it helps prevent clipping. So that's very important, and it comes to use when you want to prevent your character from clipping through their clothes. And now I'm going to show you something important to do as well. This, I'm going to save it overwrite it all since, you know, it was nothing important to me. I'm gonna overwrite it all. Just wait a minute for it to do so. Okay, now once you've exited the texture editor for your clothes and you're satisfied with your clothes, which I am still gonna make her a neck tie here, but I'm gonna use some other methods like hair and things like that. But anywho, to test whether the clothes are not clips and you need a skin mask for certain parts, you're gonna want to go to this camera icon you see to the top right. You're gonna click that and you come to the photo booth, and when you're here, what you want to do is look over to the left where it says poses and animation, and what you want to do is select these different animations. You may want to drag your character into full view, and then you can also rotate the character by right clicking and dragging, because you want to see if she's clipping on any part of her. So let's select a animation. Let's see her close. Her elbows are clipping. I'm surprised that so far that's the only thing that's clipping. So let's try another move. This one is going a little faster, so I gotta look a little harder. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna do a walk. Alright, this is running. The thing I was worried about most was her skirt, but it's not really clipping that badly, so I'm actually surprised by that. Maybe Vroid Studios did some new edits to the skirts, because we have noticed a bit of a change in the physics of the skirts. The hair is also clipping through her for that, but that's for a hair tutorial, because I haven't did anything to her hair yet. But since I see that her elbows are clipping, then I will go ahead and create a clipping mask, a skin mask, excuse me, for her blazer. So let me go ahead and do that. So I went ahead and clicked over to the clip skin mask, and as you see, a lot of it is already masked out. But what I'm gonna do, just to be extra safe, is I'm gonna just take away the rest of her arm, just to make sure those elbows don't show. Not the whole entire arm, because I don't want her wrist to be completely gone, because I don't want that to be visibly noticeable at certain angles. Yeah. Yeah. So about right here. Yeah. And I don't think anything else should clip, but because I didn't see any clipping. But I'm just gonna be extra sure. And it's no clipping, and it doesn't matter for this model because it's not much showing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and overwrite this, and now when I go into the photo booth, I should not see her elbows sticking out of her coat, because that's not what we want. So we're back into this editor. So far I see no clipping, but I'm gonna go to the one where I did see it on, which is one of these first ones. This one, I think. And as you see, there is no elbow clipping anymore. No more elbow clipping, which is good. That's what we want. Okay, dolls, it is recap time, because this wraps up making a custom outfit in Vroid Studio. After this video, you should know how. So first, my process of doing it is by blocking out the shapes of my outfit by either searching for the most similar thing within Vroid Studio presets, or within the custom templates. An important thing to remember is that you can layer templates within the texture editor. Although you can't delete the very first one that is placed there, you can delete the layers to make it disappear. But keep that in mind that you might not want an empty template there because you only have so many that you can use. And remember, parameters are key. You can shape the way that your outfit looks with parameters by making it larger, longer. Just play with the parameters. Each item usually has its own parameters. Remember, you don't have to exit the texture editor to get back to your parameters. There's a button for it on your layer, on your template layer box, right next to the three dots where you can delete your template. One of the next most important things would be if you're planning to export your textures and edit it inside of an external art program, then it's important to know, it's important to remember that you should redline what you're gonna do, because you can freehand it inside of an art program, but keep in mind that what is my avatar doing? Right. Keep in mind, back to the redlining. Keep in mind that if you do it without redlining in an art program, Clip Studio Paint, whichever one, there can be a big chance that you either draw your texture too big or too small or not fitting properly. So it's good to redline it within Vroid Studio, so you can have a guideline of where to draw. Like I already said, remember, you can layer templates. You can make things look have a little more depth to it, like I did with the bunny pin on her coat, by using the same template, a duplicate template, another template, but the same kind, and adjusting the parameters to be bigger. That way it sticks out a little more. And I guess lastly, it would be skin mask. If your clothes are clipping, your character's clipping through the body, remember you can check within the photo booth, check by the animations, try out multiple ones. Remember to turn your character around, see if they're clipping anywhere. And then you can go into your texture editor and add a a skin mask. And you do that by drawing with black on the white template that is there. If you want to remove some skin, if you want to put it back, color it all white. And that's as simple as that. So if you found this video useful or helpful in any way, then please be a doll and like and subscribe, and don't forget to share this video. And please come and play again sometime. Peace out.